Reject self-improvement. Embrace rigorous mysticism. I love self-improvement. Self-improvement genuinely saved my fucking life. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Holy fuck. If you would have seen me at the beginning of 2022, at the beginning of 2023, man, that kid was fucked in the head. Holy shit. Man, I hated myself. I hated my life. I hated what I was doing. I hated how inauthentically I was living. I hated how lost I was. Man, 3 years ago, life fucking sucked dick. I'm gonna be honest. And man, like, self-improvement gave me so much, bro. Shout out Captain Sinbad. Shout out Chris from First Man. Shout out Hamza. Bro. My self-improvement mentors throughout the end of 2023, throughout 2024, even in the early 2025. Man, those men gave me so much that I feel like I could never even repay, you know? And all I can do is see the structures they gave me and see how they break. There's a problem with self-improvement, and it's very simple. It's actually in the name. Self-improvement. See, the core fallacy of self-improvement is that there's even a self to improve. Now we're going to get metaphysical here, because that's what we do. There is no separate self to improve. There is no individual character here that requires refinement outside of some other collective. The problem with self-improvement is that it's inherently making the individual the source of transformation. I have to improve myself. I have to transform myself. The problem is, this is inherently a fallacy because the individual doesn't generate transformation. All it can ever do is allow transformation to move through it. Transformation isn't something that you make up. Transformation is a condition of reality that's always happening. Do you know what physics is? And like chemistry? Those are like the sciences of like matter, energy, change, transformation. Yeah. Physics is always happening. You know how like gravity doesn't stop existing because I feel like it? Right. Reality has invariant laws, invariant principles. Movement, change, transformation, all the same thing. Those are like, that's one of them. You don't just decide, I don't want to move anymore. You can feel that way, and your mind can also like do that to you, but it's not that you actually aren't moving. Like, stagnation doesn't exist in reality. You're either growing or you're dying. There's either growth or there's decay. There's no stagnation. There's no staying still. The third Hermetic principle teaches us this very well. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Like I said, physics teaches us this. When we go to atoms, when we go to the smallest microscopic scale, and we see reality, we see that it's not actually static, it's vibrating, it's moving constantly. What appears static is just moving so fast that the human perception can't actually keep up with it. You think you're stagnant. No. Your perception it's just not aware of the transformation that's already moving. Self-improvement keeps you trapped in this fallacy that I have to be the one to improve myself, rather than I have to be the one to open myself so that reality can transform me. I have to want to open myself so that I may be refined. I actually posted a prayer on my Substack the other day on Codex Alchemiae. If you want to check out the Scriptōrium Substack and then Codex Alchemiae, which is like where I post my personal writings, you can check that out in the description. Let me read it to you real quick, because this prayer is called Heaven's Hands. It gets at exactly what I'm getting at here. Okay. Heaven's hands. Let these hands serve as heaven's hands. Oh Dios. Help me open myself so that I may allow your grace to come to earth through me. Amen. Let these hands serve as heaven's hands. These are heaven's hands. The work that you do, it's not for you. It's for God. Now, the work you do, it's for you too. Appreciate that. Love that. Just don't think that it's stopping at you. Help me open myself so that I may allow your grace to come to earth through me. Here's the core problem with self-improvement. No, shit. Yeah, whatever. Give me a sec, I got a drawing I gotta find here. Self-improvement has you under a fallacy that you are the generator. But it's not true. You do not generate. You route. You channel. Can I find this fucking image? Holy shit. Haha. You are the jumper cables. You are not the car. You are not the source that love and transformation comes from. Nor are you the final destination. You are a channel that receives that love and that transformation, for sure. You're a conduit that it moves through. Got me? Self-improvement has you thinking you're this. That's incorrect. Jumper cables can't make up electricity. That's not what they do. All they do is channel it. That's all you do. You don't make up transformation. You don't make up growth. You don't make up love. No. All of that shit's already infinite, and it's already what reality is. All you have to do is open yourself. Open your awareness. Open your heart. Open your capacity to receive. Rigorous mysticism is the sixfold interior science of conscious transformation. We're not going to talk about it here. I have an hour-long video on the channel. But the 6 sciences are 1, ontology, 2, cosmology, 3, ethics. Those first 3 are the invariant universal sciences. The next 3 are reflections of the first octave, and they are specific to the unique self, the unique individual. The next 3 are theology, that's science 4, reflecting ontology, science 1. So ontology is what the absolute is. Theology is how I personally know the absolute. 2, cosmology. 5 would be alchemy. So 2 is how what is moves. That's the science of transformation, the science of movement. Alchemy is the science of how transformation moves through me. How movement desires to flow into reality through me. Right? Like alchemy is a universal principle, but when we're talking about alchemy for conscious transformation, we're talking about alchemy on the self, on the individual. And so that's how transformation wants to move through me. That's how the invariants want to move uniquely through this variant. Number 6 is now I understand the absolute personally, and I understand my own alchemical transformation process personally. There is finally living paradox, and that is the mirror of ethics. So ethics is how do I align with reality? How do I align with love and with transformation? If reality is lawful, how do I make sure that my actions are aligned with that lawfulness? That's what ethics gets at. Ethics gets at the invariance in terms of ontology and cosmology. Living paradox gets at how does this unique self live lawfully with how they were made, with how God made you uniquely. What should you live? What is your living paradox? How are you uniquely placed in reality so that you can serve from that place? That's the sixfold science: ontology, cosmology, ethics, theology, alchemy, living paradox. The thing is, you can only get to each one if you actually have a conscious and healthy relationship with the other. Tons of people get to theology, tons of people get to alchemy, but they're distorted. You can't get to white alchemy, which then gets you to living paradox, if all first four sciences aren't clean. That's why blood metaphysics and that's why like egoic alchemy kills people. Because theology that's based on separation, violating ontology. Alchemy that's based on egoic nonsense, violating ontology. None of that is actually real. And so, of course, it's going to burn you faster. And of course, it's going to get to the point where you stop transforming, you start decaying. I mean, the transformation can happen positively or negatively, right? You stop growing, you start decaying. Bad theology and bad alchemy, that shit fucking kills people. And the thing is, you can't look at someone else's path and say, this has to be my path, one-to-one. That's not how reality works. Your unique relationship to the absolute is unique. Your relationship to transformation is unique. Your relationship to moving through reality, giving your gifts, is unique. Projecting how other people live onto yourself, judging yourself for that, it's the thing that keeps most people trapped forever. Self-improvement tells you, you aren't enough, be better. Rigorous mysticism says the exact opposite. You were always more than enough. Now show the world.